You've got dwarf, shorty,
I've been called banana legs.
Oompa Loompa.
littlun, nipper.
Pipsqueak.
There are 66 million people living in the UK, and just 7,000 of us have the rare genetic condition of dwarfism.
The one that's universally hated is the M word.
Midget.
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 Midget. I think it's quite unanimous that everybody hates that word.
In this new series, we follow the ordinary lives of extraordinary people
Thank you very much for the support coming up.
What can I say? I'm a charmer.
whose short stature gives them a unique perspective on life in Britain.
People have always shied away from me due to my condition.
You do get people to take photos of you.
This young girl said, "Mummy, it even wears high heels."
This time, the little Britons confronting prejudice and taking on the world.
What do we want?
Little people who are chasing big dreams.
You just got to keep trying and trying and trying, and one day you'll break that door down.
We follow the teenage cook who wants to make it in the cutthroat world of fine dining.
Oh, this came out the wrong end.
Will Britain's only dwarf drag queen hit the big time at the world's largest arts festival?
Now to you, that's a shot. To me, that's a pint.
And can a woman with dwarfism make a success of designing high-end fashion for the little people of Britain?
My big dream is making possible the impossible.
Worcester in the West Midlands.
So you go, oh my God, geez, what are you doing with your fingers there?
Louis Makepeace is 18 years old and has dwarfism, a condition which means he's 3'10",
Oh, no, now it's getting itchy.
nearly 2 feet shorter than an average height person.
I am this height at the end of the day. There'll never be a change. So you've just got to embrace it and do what you still want to do, even if you're 3'10". Right, guys, I know I look really bad, but I've just literally woken up. I've had to throw a hoodie on. I kind of just wanted to talk to someone, and I felt that with YouTube, you could just sit there and talk to someone without them judging you, because, of course, they're not in the room. You just talk to the camera.
First you have to add your flour
And your water.
into a bowl.
I definitely feel like food is, it's just my life. That's my relationship with it. It's always just been a thing for me, like watching Mum in the kitchen from a young age.
He's got that passion, he's got that interest, he'll read the books and he will follow people on YouTube and watch how to do it. And he gets really excited about the food.
I've got the talent, I just need the skill. I just need someone to teach me, really.
Louis wants to be a chef, so applied for a place at his local catering college.
They'd give me a one-to-one interview. The first thing he said to me was, "Why are you taking a course where you'll never have a future in this industry?" And of course, that being the first thing he said to me, of course, really affected me. And I felt he didn't want me there for a start. I just didn't feel comfortable in the situation.
The college deny refusing Louis a place on the course. They claim his dwarfism meant safety adjustments to the kitchens were needed before an offer could be made. But Louis disputes their version of events.
It kind of just brought me back to the reality that I would never get anything in my life and never get anywhere I wanted to be, because it kind of,
Well, you got
I've
very
been
upset.
knocked down my whole life.
Yeah.
And always been told that I would never have a career.
A family member took Louis' story to the press. The public response was immediate.
I can't believe how viral this has gone. I literally thought when we were telling South West News about it, I literally thought it was going to be one photographer and that was it. And it was just some papers that just go in papers, but literally it's gone all over social media.
Publicity is breathing new life into Louis' dream. There are more than 300 types of dwarfism, with achondroplasia being the most common.
Right, okay, well, it looks fairly simple, as they always do.
Mary Russell is 50 years old and lives in London.
So the best thing is at least take all the parts out, Mary.
She's 4'1" and shares Louis's form of dwarfism.
Just by design is what makes living in this world difficult for a person with achondroplasia. It wasn't built with us in mind. It's just this screw that I never undone. Oh, the simple things. Patient man rides donkey. My mum used to always say to us. The funny thing is, I wouldn't change it for the world. If there was a pill that could change me, I might do it just for a day, just to see really what it is like. But I definitely want to return back to this being. One of the top problems that comes up within the little people world, if they're not talking about medical side, they're talking about clothing. It's a bit high. And I don't have my stool. No. Oh, I did actually get it. God, that was a stretch though. This would most definitely have to be shortened. That's how much we'd have to cut off. I want to be able to shop off the peg, just like everybody else does. But unfortunately, I'm denied that opportunity. The dress is beautiful, and I could be made to feel beautiful in this dress. So I don't see why the girl shouldn't be able to go to the ball.
But if that's going to happen, Mary will have to achieve her dream of becoming the UK's very first fashion designer for people with dwarfism. She's now set to launch her own fashion range called Magdalene, making glamorous clothes for little women.
This is where it all begins, with a blank piece of bleached cotton. It would be great if I could actually get my own fashion line. And from there, I mean, who really knows? The fashion world is a very big world. It's known for being quite snooty and not inclusive. I'm hoping to be a contender, a serious contender as well, not a gimmick. These are real designs that I'm creating with real women in mind.
Mary's designing a special dress as the centrepiece of her first collection, which she hopes to launch at a pop-up shop in her hometown of Huddersfield in Yorkshire.
My big dream is making possible the impossible.
You going to mug me? Am I going to mug you?
Is that gorgeous or what, eh?
And I believe I can run a decent marathon.
Thank you very much.
Download Veely now.
18-year-old Louis Makepeace from Worcester has dwarfism, and when he applied to train to be a chef at college, he claims he was told he would never get a job. It's an allegation the college deny, but it wasn't long before his story made its way around the world.
I got 52 likes and there's 43 comments, and I got 98 shares on that. So 98 people shared my story. It was just crazy how the story just got picked up within an hour, and then of course from then I got interviews in the BBC News. Of course the ITV News came around the same day, and then of course the next day I was on This Morning.
Are you good at sampling what you cook, Louis, are you?
Well, I tend to go to Italian restaurants, kind of get the recipe, don't ask what the ingredients are, and then try and cook it at home, and then go back and then ask the ingredients and see if I've got them right.
There you go.
It's been like in Spain, Greece, Turkey, China, Japan, India. The amount of messages I've got from people all over the world, and I've had to translate what they've sent me. Everyone should be able to get an education and live out their dream. That's what someone said from Denmark. Someone put, can't believe this is happening in today's world. This college does not deserve you, Louis. You will succeed no matter what you do or wherever you go. It's been amazing because, of course, I felt that people have always shied away from me due to my condition, but I feel like now people are coming up to me and feeling free to have a chat, and that's all I've ever wanted. All I really ever want, just to talk to people.
One of the messages Louis has received is an offer of work experience in London, which he's decided to accept.
Get your stuff. You didn't take a coat? You might be cold later. It might be...
I don't think I will. I'm not
Okay.
sure. I might put my jumper in the car.
Okay.
Just because, of course,
I think you should take something.
I'll take my
maybe.
hoodie just to put it in the car, but I might take a packet of crisps on the journey.
Yeah.
Just because.
What happened to your chewing gums? What happened to those?
Don't know.
Okay.
Louis's parents are both average height, and he's been brought up by his mum, Pauline.
Mum thinks the world of me, and of course never wants anything to happen to me. I think, of course, my restricted growth is definitely another reason of why she's so protecting, but it's always just really been me and Mum, so of course she's really all I've got in this world.
I just want to keep him at home. I wish he was just going to college. I wish he was just going to work just in the centre of town, and I was picking him up and dropping him off, and he wasn't going to be going anywhere out of my sight. But I can't have that.
Louis is about to make the long journey to London for professional training in a high-end restaurant.
I feel like if I didn't have dreams, then I'd dwell on my restricted growth too much. I want to always go higher than my ability, so I feel that that will really test my confidence and test me as a person.
Chasing a different dream is Jamie John. He's 30 years old and from Great Yarmouth in Norfolk. Jamie is 4 feet 8 inches tall, and his dwarfism has resulted in him having bowed legs and a curved spine.
There is a lot of fighting to be able to achieve the dreams you want due to your height. But it's the willpower and the strength that you want to be able to reach those dreams, so you're going to do what you can to do them. I've performed all over the UK. I've performed in Gran Canaria, I've performed in mainland Spain. I go on stage and I give my all. I put my passion and drive into it. With pushing for my dream, I'm not really thinking about what could happen to my body. I'm a dwarf drag queen, which is somebody who dresses up as a female or a clown in a gown, some would say. There is, as far as I'm aware, no other dwarf drag queen in the UK. So now, it's the makeup time. I quite like this part. It's where it all comes to life. Miss DQ, the birth of Miss DQ. Well, she started as a toddler when I was wearing my mum's shoes and things like that, as you do, and putting makeup on with my mum, and like any child does, I suppose, just break in and have a look. She's ready!
Miss DQ has been a regular on the UK drag scene for the past decade. His act has built a loyal following, with 2 of Jamie's biggest fans being close to home.
It's my mum and stepdad are coming, and it's really nice to see them in the audience and to see them showing their support and to have them there.
Good evening, Marino, make some noise! Can you give me a cheer if you've seen me before? Now, all the straight ladies in tonight, make some noise! We can tell you're straight, love, you've not shaved your armpits in a week, look at that!
My father was an entertainer and an actor. It was him that got me into entertainment. His name was John. A dwarf, the same as myself. He'd done stage and screen. He'd done marathons of pantomimes over the years. And that's what I wanted to do, and follow in his footsteps. He passed away while we were doing a production of Snow White. During rehearsals, he died of a heart attack. Having lost Dad in the circumstances we did, I think every performance I do is for him. Every show I do is in memory of him.
But Jamie's aware his condition may end up hampering his dreams of stardom.
I think as I get older, there are going to come the issues with my physicality. and there are going to be the unfortunate times where I'm not going to be able to do what I'm doing fully as I am now. There is a candle burning, so to speak, but I'm the only one that will be able to know whether I've pushed it too far or not.
Good night, God bless!
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
You like it?
Absolutely fantastic. You rocked it. Absolutely fantastic.
You surprised?
Oh, yeah.
Tonight has gone so well. New live, a few new numbers. It's gone really, really well.
Jamie longs to take his act out of the pubs and clubs and onto the big stage. An upcoming gig at the world's largest arts festival could be the key to success.
Edinburgh Fringe for me is a very big thing and has really shook me with regards to the show and myself and how I'm going to be able to create a show for Fringe and give Fringe what they want.
With Jamie's mother being average height and his late father having achondroplasia, there was a 50% chance that Jamie would share his dad's condition. It's a consideration for anyone with dwarfism.
I always knew I wanted to be a mom, but I never knew if it was going to ever happen. With me having achondroplasia, there's instantly a 50-50% chance that my child will have it. Come a minute, please. I was routinely scanned literally every month. And then we got to the 6-month stage and it went boom. The gynecologist told me, yep, he's got just like that, he's got achondroplasia. Jeez. I've got my last season's collection and new season's collection. What do you think?
I like this one.
Mary's son Reese is now 21 years old and is 4 foot 3 inches tall.
I like all of them, but I mean, don't know, and the fabric and that.
Like his mum, Reese wants to pursue his own dreams, but right now his main concern is simply getting a job. And as for many people with dwarfism, it's been a real struggle.
Do you want me to make you a
No, I'm alright.
jacket
I'm alright.
one day?
I'm okay.
Because I think you
I'm
need
okay.
to...
I've been job hunting for about 3 months, but I haven't been successful, so I'm still job hunting at the moment until I get maybe lucky or someone wants to take me on. I'd say that it's my dwarfism that lets me down with the job hunting and whatnot. Because even maybe something like stacking in Sainsbury's or whatever, they wouldn't necessarily think to give it to me because, of course, height will be involved and whatnot. What I used to do is apply for one, and I'll be waiting for maybe a week. I'm wondering why has no one got back to me. Whereas now, I apply for loads, still don't get the job, but at least I'm getting responses. You just got to keep trying and trying. And one day you'll break that door down and things will be much easier. That's how I see it in my head. I don't know if it's true, but we can only find out by trying. Hence why I'm doing that.
There's so many 9 till 5 jobs out there that would be so apt for little people, but there's always the first hurdle of the meet and greet, first interview. Because sometimes, not all the time, do you say in your bit that you're a dwarf, and you'll turn up to the interview and they won't be expecting a little person, and you can sense within that interview that you've not got the job purely because you're a little person. What did you tell me the other week?
What?
You make a really good-looking woman.
Yeah, you do, actually. Yeah, you do, yeah. You've robbed me wardrobe many a time. You took me shoes, you took me dress. What makeup have you got? Let's have a look, yeah.
As I was growing up, I didn't feel I fitted in with people. Bullying started when I was young. Mainly started in, I'd say, middle school.
Because Jamie is little and everyone is normal size. It's a case of, you know, it was that one impact of, right, he's different, we're going to do this, we're going to do that.
I used to get pushed around and thrown to the floor or pushed to the floor and...
Pinned up against the wall and
pinned
stuff,
up against the wall just for the sake of it. Like, I've done nothing wrong, but they'd pin me up against the wall just to prove how tough they were in front of their mates and things.
Exactly, yeah, and that's unacceptable.
Yeah. I thought to myself at one point, you know what, they're laughing and they're taunting and they're bullying me because I'm different to them and they don't like it. And they don't like the fact that I've always been told, my late father would always say, you're unique. So don't let anybody stop you from being who you want to be.
Teenager Louis Makepeace is making his second ever visit to the UK's capital. He's set to receive hands-on training in one of the country's leading restaurants.
I've skipped college and now I'm getting trained by a Michelin-starred chef. It's just amazing. I just can't believe it's really happening.
Peter Tare holds 1 Michelin star, an accolade only afforded to the very best restaurants. Head chef Azimakis Chaniotis has worked here for the past 7 years.
The pressure is quite high, so you need to always be here, make sure that always you reach the standards for the restaurant, make sure that every dish is immaculate when it's going out. It's a very hard work.
So today will be a stern test of Louis' culinary skills.
Okay, so we need to dice some kohlrabi. You're gonna take one here, and you're gonna make perfect slices, like this.
At just 18, Louis is being introduced to fine dining cooking techniques he could only dream of learning in college. But is being just 3'10" in a busy kitchen really an issue?
Well, practically all I had in that kitchen was a step. They did put 3 steps there, which I did think was too much in the kitchen, because of course the kitchen was quite small. I felt like I only needed the 1 step.
The most important thing is salted water. Yeah. It's quite hot, be careful. It needs to be salty. It needs to be salty, yeah.
It's just amazing. I've never cooked like this before, so it's good to learn like new techniques, of course, and it's like experimental. Just amazing, because then I get to try like new things.
But long term, will Louis' height be a barrier to him pursuing a career as a chef?
You have chefs working with 1 hand. Like it's not a problem. As far as he wants to become a good chef, he'll become a good chef, regardless. He'll find his way.
I just thought I was going to be just getting in the way, but like I just feel I haven't been doing that. I've been doing jobs like this. I've been doing fine. I was over there, and I wasn't in the way, so I'm just really happy.
Oh wow, so nice, isn't it? Like proper caviar.
Louis' next test is plating up a dish to this restaurant's exacting standards.
Our duty as chefs is to make sure that the food is tasty. And now we have to make this dish look right. And now we're going to finish the dish with a few edible flowers. And you make sure you put them nicely on top of the dish. And here we go. That's our Scottish scallop ceviche with kohlrabi, Mandelson vinegar, kale, and crispy quinoa. So let's try this, huh? Here we go. Dig in.
I know what you mean about the balance of flavours, of course, the acidity and then the sweetness of the scallop. That's very nice.
Very good.
Thank you.
Well done, mate.
Working with Azimakis was just amazing. Like, I loved it. It's just a life-changing experience, I think. Just to like actually be in that kind of environment with my height, of course, and being told I'd never work in that kind of environment, and to actually work in it, it's actually amazing for me.
But Louis faces further tests to see if he really has what it takes.
This is a design that I'd like to bring to life. I just like the idea of volume. When I was younger, I was in town shopping with my friends, and I'll never forget this young girl. She turned to her mum and she said, Mummy, it even wears high heels. And I'll never forget that, because that, for me, was her definitely saying that I was not a person. It being the key word. It even wears high heels.
Pure London is the UK's leading style trade event. Mary is here with lecturer and fashion industry mentor, Lorraine. Being new to this world of glamour, Mary wants to better understand the challenges she'll face in getting her designer clothes to the little people of Britain.
I struggle with the title fashion designer. Is that really me? Can I really become one of them? Yeah, I keep saying to myself, shall I stop now before it gets too serious?
You can have a dream about where you would like to...
Karen Franklin is an icon within the British fashion industry. She's also a champion for diversity.
The space in which you thought, yes.
Am I being realistic to think that the fashion industry is ready for somebody like me with restricted growth?
So the individuals who have drives to make something happen are the ones that, to a certain extent, educate the rest of the industry and the human beings within it. And bottom line is, if there is money to be made with a niche offer through business, then on paper you already have certain attributes for success because you know what's needed.
You've just absolutely given me that buzz, that extra cherry on the top of the cake that I needed.
Well, I'm really thrilled because I'm very excited about your journey, so I will be following it. So I'm following you on Instagram now. You know that, don't you? Yeah.
It's definitely been a lesson from start to finish. To have somebody give you that valuable expertise. Yeah, it does start looking less like a dream and more like a reality, and that's pretty scary.
Finally!
Today, Jamie John is making the 350-mile trip from Norfolk to the world's best-known arts festival in a bid to break into the big time.
Edinburgh, I was approached on social media by the owner of the bar that I have worked in before, asking if I'd be interested in it. The show from Steve Geary is a big thing because it's ticketed and it's also pay on the door. So it's scary in the sense that I don't know how many people are going to come and see the show.
For the past 60 years, the Edinburgh Fringe has helped launch the careers of Graham Norton, Miranda Hart, David Walliams and Steve Coogan. Jamie is hoping he'll be next.
The Edinburgh Fringe brings people from all over the industry, and it'll only take one person who is in that audience that could be an agent or a producer or a director that likes what they see. That in itself is nerve-wracking, which is why I'm having to put 110% into this brand new show for it to work. I think Miss DQ will give it her best shot. You cannot not be ready, I don't think.
What are you going to be up to today, do you know?
No. Maybe some running games.
Meanwhile, there's great news in the Russell household. After months of searching, Reese has finally found a job working with school children.
I bet half of them are taller than you, aren't they?
They love the height comparison.
What, they actually measure up to you?
Yeah, they
Do
think.
they? What do they say?
They think they're taller than me, but
They want to see if they are.
but most of them ain't yet.
Fit for Sport is aimed at educating and engaging kids through physical activity.
Line up against the fence. Come on.
Reese is now one of their activity leaders.
Everybody back in. A miracle must have happened. Basically, I woke up and I got an email saying, "Oh, we'd like to offer you an interview." and I just explained my difficulties and whatnot, and they was willing to take me on. They always ask me why you're so small, but you just gotta tell them God made me like that. So yeah, but it's going pretty well. Get him, get him, get him, get him, get him! Ah.
Reese may have found work, but the pressure is still on for his mum Mary. With the launch of her new fashion range fast approaching, she's in a race against time to finish her show-stopping dress for the big occasion. Meanwhile, in another part of London...
Okay, and let me sort this out, because I don't know how I'm going to do it now. I'm going to find a way.
Following a successful first day, Louis has returned to Pied à Terre for another cooking masterclass with head chef Azimakis.
Okay, cool. Good luck.
See you later.
Yes, you'll be fine.
Today's challenge will see Louis represent the restaurant in a London street festival, serving Michelin standard food. But since Chef Azimakis has a kitchen to run, Louis is left to do everything by himself.
I've got a pipe avocado and creme fraiche mousse on top of the crab, and then I've got to decorate it with edible flowers. It's going to be a great learning experience because I've got to stop flies getting on our food, and I'm outside. I've got to remember a lot of things, and it's going to be tough, but I'm going to make sure I do it properly.
This will be the first time Louis has served food to anyone outside his friends and family.
It's basically crab dressed in this olive oil, which is sourced in Greece. Yeah, I'll give you a spoon. Yeah, don't worry. We want to make fast food that's tasty, of course, because not a lot of people have time, so this is very easy to prepare. Oh, this came out the wrong end. It's dressed in lemon and a little bit of chilli. It's an honour to work here at the moment, so it's brilliant, and I can't believe that they've let me prepare these dishes and put trust in me, even though I haven't done this before, so it's amazing. How are you guys feeling? Are they good? Nice to meet you. See you later. What can I say? I'm a charmer. I used to be very aware of people staring, and of course it used to affect me because I thought, why are they staring at me? Why are they not staring at him? Or stuff like that. And of course, growing up with a family that's not got restricted growth, I always kind of felt the odd one out. You guys like crab, don't you? They're more accepting now, and I feel like less people are staring in a malicious way. More people are staring in a, oh, that good on that lad, and let him have his dream.
Are you good here? Happy?
Yeah, happy. We sold a lot.
And nice. We're stressed. Oh.
Nah,
Good,
that
yeah?
was cool, man. I was having chats with everyone. Working here with some top head chefs, it's been amazing. And of course, I've got to communicate with them and see what they do on an everyday basis. And it's definitely what I want to do. I definitely think I'm going to be wrapping up a present and a card for that guy that said I couldn't go on the course. I definitely think he's been the making of me, and I couldn't be more grateful for that. So thank you very much.
Bradwell in Derbyshire. A new day and a big moment in Mary's mission to bring fashion to women with dwarfism. Months in the planning, she's launching a campaign for better representation within retail.
Abby's here, everyone.
And Mary's rallied the support of other little women to take part in a street protest demanding change.
I would like one day that other designers, retailers, the high street become inclusive. Hey, Fatima! Look at her!
Hi, nice to meet you.
Today's a big gamble, with these little women willing to risk public scrutiny to raise awareness about an issue close to their hearts.
Putting ourselves out there in this public space at the gaze of the high street for the first time, and not knowing what we were going to expect, not knowing how we were going to be perceived. We had no idea. Talk about the lion's den. How are we feeling? Great. Well, that was the most unenthusiastic great I've ever heard in my life. Right, how are we feeling? Great.
Sheffield city centre is like high streets right across the country, with retailers almost entirely focused on serving the average height consumer. Meaning women like Steph, Abby, Andrea, Charlotte, Fatima and Mary having to either adjust oversized clothes or shop in the kids' departments. Mary's My Silhouette Matters Too campaign is here to change all that.
When I come down, I mean, this is a beautiful high street, but to some degree it means nothing to me, because if not all of the shops, I know I can't access. So they're not speaking to me around design.
We should be able to walk into a shop and buy something that we want to buy, rather than something that we're going to have to make do with because it's...
Yeah, that's it. Yes, that's the one.
Thankfully, the ladies' earlier fears about the public's reaction to their protest have not been realised.
The Sheffield crowd are really, really cool, supportive as well. They really understand and they agree with what we're campaigning, protesting about. What do we want? When do we want it? Now! God, I don't need a foghorn, do I?
Coming up, at the Edinburgh Fringe, Jamie is getting ready for his opening night.
It's now starting to hit the fact that it's a big thing being a dwarf and being the drag queen. There could be failure. And I think if she fails, what's the next move?
And Mary returns to her hometown. But will her fashion range launch be a hit or a miss with the locals?
When I lived here as a young girl, I was like a butt a lot of jokes. So today, it'd be nice if I could turn it around.
Edinburgh, and after 10 years of crafting his act, Jamie John is introducing his one-woman show to the Fringe Festival for the very first time. A moment he hopes will be the making of his career.
There is debates out there that you shouldn't be using your height and things like that, but I sit there and go, why not? If you've got it, flaunt it.
Let me introduce the one and only Diamond Diva, Miss DQ!
Thank you very much. Good evening, Edinburgh! Oh, you've come out in your masses this evening. I absolutely love it.
There are parts of Miss DQ that do relate to my history of bullying and things, and it's things that she can say that I was never able to say.
You should have got your roots done before you come out, love. Jesus, look at them.
And I think it's her way of being able to say, way back when you bullied Jamie, look what's happened now.
He spent all day doing his hair and come out without it.
There were times where I would sit in my bedroom and say that I don't want to be a dwarf anymore. I want to be like that person. I don't want to be this person I am anymore.
I am what I am, and what I am needs no excuses.
With pushing for my dream, I'm not really thinking about what could happen to my body as I get older, because you only live once. I would rather die an aching, crippled man knowing that I've been able to achieve what I wanted to achieve. First show tonight was amazing. It really was amazing. Tonight, I feel proud of myself because I've done something different and I've entertained. I'm literally an emotional wreck. It was amazing, Mum. Yeah, I got a standing ovation at the end. I wanted to prove that anything is possible. It doesn't matter whether you've got a condition, whether it be a disability, whether it be growth, whether it be anything. If you want to do something, then do it. It's all good, it's all good. How you keeping, okay?
Huddersfield in Yorkshire is the birthplace of Mary Russell, making today something of a homecoming.
I can't believe it, I'm actually in Huddersfield and this is the Packard Shopping Centre, a place that I used to come as a young child with my friends.
Mary's returned home to hold her very first pop-up shop event,
Here we go.
giving the Yorkshire public a sneak preview of her new fashion range, Magdalene, which she hopes to sell online.
When I lived here as a young girl, there was like a lot of mocking. I was like a lot of jokes. So in the shadows, that still bothers me. So today, it'd be nice if I could turn it around and that I'm not but of jokes and that they see me as somebody that's really transitioned through her life. Do a mannequin pose. I just want to show Huddersfield, this is who I am now. This is my secret weapon that I've been working on. I didn't tell anybody, I didn't show anybody, and I just waited and left it till the end because I just wanted everybody to see what can be achieved when you really put sweat and guts into your work. So all my samples are what the girls are wearing. They're not on the finished fabrics and they haven't got their finished, but this has. So this was just to show everybody what Magdalene, the brand, is going to be all about. I don't feel really warm.
I feel empowered by it, especially people like stopping Mary to say, this is great, like it's positive. And I feel mainstream. I don't feel, I just feel part of it, yeah.
I love my photograph. I look amazing, don't you think?
I'm actually glad I chose Huddersfield to do my pop-up. I'm actually really, I think it's the best decision that was made. And they say things happen for a reason, and I think it was meant to be here at Huddersfield.
Yeah, that's good.
So these are my samples here that the ladies are wearing. When I first started on my journey, I was just like, I couldn't see none of this happening. What's that gonna look like? What's my pop-up gonna look like? What's my campaign? Everything was just so unclear because I self-doubted myself. Because I've experienced it now, because I've achieved it and still achieving, I now feel there's no stopping me now.
Hang on, let me get my belt.
Oh! If I continue on this road that I'm going, why wouldn't London Fashion Week be attainable for somebody like me? To hell with the fact that I'm only 124 centimetres tall. That's irrelevant. It's about what I can bring and what I can design. That's what's important. Forget who's actually behind it, designed it all. Just look at those pieces that are going to be coming down that runway. That's what people should be looking at. Less about me, more about my designs. I can sit here now and say I can fully do this. You've got dwarf,
Shorty,
I've been called banana legs,
Oompa Loompa,
Litlin, Nipper,
Pipsqueak.
There are 66 million people living in the UK, and just 7,000 of us have the rare genetic condition of dwarfism.
The one that's universally hated is the M word.
Midget.
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 I think it's quite unanimous that everybody hates that word.
In this new series, we follow the ordinary lives of extraordinary people.
Thank you very much for the support and coming out.
what can I say? I'm a charmer.
Whose short stature gives them a unique perspective on life in Britain.
People have always shied away from me due to my condition.
You do get people to take photos of you.
This young girl said, "Mummy, it even wears high heels."
This time on Little Britons, we meet the children with dwarfism making life-changing decisions.
It's your choice, it's your leg at the end of the day.
I want to go ahead with that.
Teenager Kieran is coming to the end of 8 years of treatment to make him taller.
My mum uses a spanner to lengthen my legs.
15-month-old Aaliyah's family wants to find out if she has dwarfism.
It's really frustrating not to have an answer.
and 5-year-old Nevaeh needs to overcome her anxiety to speak up in class.
Most people at school, some of them worry about how they look, and I do feel pressured sometimes. I think people with dwarfism are defined by the way they look, because when people think of people with dwarfism, they think of them being in pantomimes.
Jess, come on, hurry up, please.
School life for Jess is really difficult. It's a tough one. She faces a lot of problems every day. More problems that any child should have to face. It's really tough knowing that your child's going to school and they're going to get bullied.
14-year-old Jess has pseudo-achondroplasia, which is a form of dwarfism. She's 3 feet 4 inches tall and lives at home in Dorset with her mum, Louise.
1 or 2 slices?
One, please.
Just one?
Yeah.
There we go, toasties down.
The bullying first started at school when I had to tell everyone that I had restricted growth. And I was about 6 or 7 when I told everyone. And that's kind of when people started to think, oh, she's different, let's pick on her. Or just be horrible to me.
Oh, I hope you have a good day.
Yeah, and you. When people used to say that stuff to me, I used to get really upset and I wouldn't sleep at nights and I would just sit up all night worrying and just feeling really bad about myself.
It tears me apart to see her going off, knowing that she's going to face those bullies again. And I like it when she's not supposed to, but I like it when she texts me and says, Mum, I'm all right. And that kind of makes me feel, oh, okay, that's good, that's good.
I hate the word midget because it kind of brings me down. It makes me feel bad about myself. And it's weird because I have dwarfism, but I don't like being called a dwarf. Because I think people, when they hear dwarf, they think of like Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
Have fun.
I just like to be called, I don't know, small or restricted growth, or I have dwarfism, or just my name.
Jess's secondary school takes bullying really seriously and works hard to make her daily life easier.
I think school is really difficult for young people who are different. And nowadays you have to be a certain shape, a certain size, and look exactly like what everyone wants you to.
And there we go. What's your chance of getting a purple?
Still a 3 out of 7.
Still 3 out of 7.
In Birmingham, 14-year-old Kieran is taught at home by a tutor. He has achondroplasia and has not been able to attend school for 9 months.
What's your chance of getting a orange?
2 out of 7. I do miss school. Being like there with my friends and having lunch and everything.
Okay, should we get these frames done?
Yeah.
Kieran lives at home with his mum Beth.
Right one.
Right one, all right then. Right, Kieran, we're going to do 1 to 2, okay?
Right.
Yep, right. All right then.
My mum uses a spanner and an Allen key to lengthen my legs.
So, ready?
Yeah.
So nervous. Okay. Limb lengthening is a process which involves putting frames on a leg, pins through the bones, a unit between the two frames, and breaking the leg in the middle. Once that leg's broke, you can increase the space between the two frames and new bone will generate in between. Alright.
Yeah.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds pretty gory. Is it painful, Kate?
Well, it's quite painful at times.
But you're brave, aren't you?
Yeah.
Kieran was diagnosed with dwarfism a few weeks before he was born.
I always thought people with restricted growth were from parents who got restricted growth.
He has always wanted to be taller.
I remember when I was 4.5 years old, I realised I was different to everyone else. So when I got home, I asked my mum, can God make me big? But she said, God can't, but she knew a few people that can help. So we went to multiple hospitals, multiple appointments, and my mum told me all about the leg lengthening and I was really interested.
Kieran started to have leg lengthening surgeries when he was 6 years old.
I've had leg lengthening surgery for 8 years. I've had over 25 operations and I have grown 20 centimetres taller.
After 8 years of leg lengthening, Kieran is now 142 centimetres or 4 feet 7 inches tall. He is near the end of his treatment and now has another big decision to make.
Kieran's considering limb lengthening for his arms. It's not something that's automatically considered when you have your legs lengthened, you have your arms done as well. I've come across people that went on to have their arms done and I've really thought, wow, this is brilliant.
Mum Beth might be convinced, but Kieran is not so sure.
Sometimes I just want to have like a rest from surgeries and just be like a normal teenager.
The Netherlands is a very easygoing place and a very open society where I can grow with this beautiful family.
30-year-old Luke from Birmingham moved to Holland 7 years ago to be with his partner, Naomi.
Dansen, dansen, dansen. Dansen, dansen, dansen. Moet je eten?
Luke has achondroplasia and Naomi has hypoachondroplasia.
When Naomi and me got married, we wanted to start a family straight away. Started from the honeymoon, shall we say, and Naomi got pregnant very quickly. We had a child 11th of June 2013, a young boy named Isaiah, and he had achondroplasia. Isaiah was a very happy baby. Always laughing, always smiling. Also being around people he didn't mind. He always went to people when, if he met them for the first time, he didn't cry or nothing or be timid. He was just one funny little happy chappy. When a baby is born with restricted growth, there's always going to be maybe a complication. But when a baby is born with 2 genes of dwarfism, then the complications are higher risk. This can be leading to narrowing of the chest, or water on the brain, or a narrowing of the canal from the neck. And this can have effect with the communications from the brain to the body, telling it what to do. Isaiah had the narrowing of the canal in his neck, and that brought complications to his breathing, and his heart stopped. And they brought him back to life after 30 minutes of resuscitation. So his brain was actually, he was brain damaged at the end, and he would never wake up again. And yeah, he didn't have a chance to grow. He didn't get a chance to grow out of his little problem, shall we say. Yeah, well, yeah, he died when he was 2.5.
At first, after Isaiah passed away, I said straight away, I don't want no children anymore, because I think I just blocked myself with the feelings, because I didn't want it to go through this again. And I think about a year after Isaiah passed away, we had some family and friends who had babies, and we saw them and yeah, holding them. So it started slowly to build up by me again, I think. C-section done.
2 years later, their second child, Aaliyah, was born.
When she was born, everyone was just happy that she didn't have any complications.
No, but I think they also, yeah, they all said it was.
They all thought it was a normal
she
child.
looks normal, yeah. They even said that with me. But...
just an average height child.
Yeah.
And really, we don't really see it till this day if she really has a dwarfism.
No.
You just noticed, okay, she doesn't have the facial features what I have,
face.
or what her granddad has, known as dad. So maybe she is tall.
For the last few months, Aaliyah has been having genetic testing to see if she has dwarfism.
I think it's just important to prepare for the future with Aaliyah. And we also have got to prepare mentally if she needs procedures and stuff. And, you know, because we still do have a little bit of trauma from the previous, situations with Isaiah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just want to we like to be prepared for these moments.
In Dorset, 14-year-old Jess is halfway through another day at school.
Oh, I hope this lesson's interesting. Me and my best friend Courtney, we've been friends for about 4 years now. We've got loads in common, apart from I'm just over 3 foot and she's about 6 foot.
She's very bubbly, she's smiley, she's pretty and she's smart. She's a really nice friend.
Without my best friend Courtney at school with me, I think I wouldn't go to school because everyone would just be mean and I wouldn't be able to cope with it by myself.
40% of young people say they were bullied during the last 12 months.
Kids at school now, they just point, they laugh, they make up rumours and they call me horrible names like a midget.
They've come to the house and they've egged her house and they've just been really abusive, following us home and just always being there.
Jess's school has a zero-tolerance policy on bullying and has taken action to address it. Jess and Courtney have a quiet place where they can choose to eat their lunch each day.
What are we doing this weekend?
Sleepover, and then might go into town shopping. We come to this room because it's just out of everyone's way and we can like have our own little conversation without people judging us and just be ourselves. I think the most positive thing about school is seeing all the people I do like and the people that I do get on with.
One, two, three.
It's a big day in Birmingham for 14-year-old Kieran.
What are we having for tea tonight? McDonald's? If you work really hard? Yeah, what sort?
Kieran had his final leg lengthening surgery 3 months ago, and today he's going to try to walk for the first time.
I'm really excited about today's physio lesson, as it will be the first time I've walked in quite a while, and I really hope I can do it.
How are you? I've not seen you for ages.
Good.
You're good.
So the downsides of having surgery, you can't walk for a while.
It's probably been 3 years of his life he has been totally dependent on carers, physios and doctors to get where he needs to be physically.
Kieran has already had to relearn to walk 4 times in the last 8 years.
Okay, so see if you can, come to the middle. Just see if we can, just try and get those hips up. Okay, so try and stick your bum forward a little bit, so go on.
But it's too much for Kieran.
There we go.
I felt excited to do my first steps, as I hadn't walked in a while, but I did feel overconfident.
So is that the first time you walked?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Even,
at home?
yeah.
And what have you just done, just standing at home?
Standing.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's
and a few, and like a step.
In a few stands. And does your foot feel fine with doing that?
Not really. The right one.
The right one, okay.
I'm hoping, and fingers crossed, that within a year of completing his surgery, Kieran will be comfortable walking.
So you're going to practice this at home?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to work hard because you know it's got to be done?
Yes.
No whinging? Team Beth Key? Yeah, it'll be fine. You are going to be all right.
Five-year-old Nevaeh is in year 1 at primary school in Macclesfield.
Right, who's sitting with a lovely straight back and their arms folded? Who has a beautiful smile on their face?
Nevaeh has achondroplasia and stands at 2 feet 4 inches.
Put your hand up if you can tell me what's happening in that picture. What's going on in this picture? Have a go, Nevaeh. So, do your capital letter on that.
It was only when she started school, Nevaeh started everything, and I said, you know, are you okay? Are you enjoying it? She was like, yeah. I said, you know, have you been doing any talking or anything? No. I said, oh, why is that? And she turned around to me and said, Mummy, I can't use my big voice because I get a lump in my throat. And then as soon as she said that, that was a concern.
Nevaeh started school 6 months ago, but has recently developed severe anxiety.
I'd pick her up from school and we'd walk halfway to the car. She'd be like, Mummy, I really need the toilet. So I said to her, why haven't you been to the toilet, Nevaeh? And she said, Mummy, I didn't want to ask.
She's been diagnosed with selective mutism, an anxiety disorder that means she is unable to speak in certain situations. But although Nevaeh's anxiety stops her speaking to teachers, she has no problem talking to her classmates.
She's absolutely fine with the children, like non-stop chatterbox, and she's really confident. But then when it's, for instance, in school with teachers or just adults, she struggles. Like, pass me the green, please.
Which, light green or dark green?
Light green, please.
At home, Nevaeh reveals how severe her selective mutism has become to her mum, Fran.
So Nevaeh, when you do your reading stuff, do you still get that lump in your throat? Or has that gone?
Still have the lump.
What happens? Does your throat feel tight? When your throat's tight, how does it feel?
Somebody's strangling me.
That's not a nice feeling, is it?
No.
We want to get rid of that feeling, don't we?
Yeah.
Because that's not a nice feeling.
And nobody strangles me. It just feels like strangle.
Yeah. We will be having a meeting at school, which will be really good because then we can all get our points and advice on what to do and to help and to get the whole school on the same page. Oh. So, give me a proper cuddle.
14-year-old Jess struggles to walk and often uses a wheelchair.
Having pseudo-achondroplasia comes with a lot of medical issues, like our hips are a different shape, so we have to have surgery on them, and our bottom legs look bowed but they're not, and our backs need surgery, and our knees and our ankles.
On a good day, Jess can walk to the car. On a bad day, she can barely get down the stairs.
Jess is due to have corrective surgery on her right ankle, which will hopefully reduce her pain. She's at Sheffield Children's Hospital for a consultation with her surgeon, Mr. Giles.
Your ankle joint really should be flat to the ground when you have your foot on the ground. But at the moment, your ankle is sort of something like that. So what we're going to try and do is improve that.
My last operation was on my left ankle, and it was to realign my ankle so that I'm not walking on one side of it, and it was really successful.
So effectively what we will do is something similar on this right side.
I'm hoping that my next operation, because it's the same, I'm hoping that I just won't get any pain in my leg anymore, because the last one worked.
Having dwarfism often causes health issues, so the earlier it's diagnosed, the easier it is to plan treatment.
Today we're going to the University Hospital of Leiden, and there we're going to meet 2 genetic doctors. They're going to try and hopefully give us some results.
After losing their firstborn child, Luke and his family are worried Aaliyah could be facing similar health issues.
If she's small, then we can plan for the future with regarding medical situations.
Aaliyah's grandparents, Max and Tineke, are also attending the hospital visit. Max has hypoachondroplasia, the same as Naomi. But Grandma Tineke has a rare, undiagnosed form of dwarfism.
The last few weeks we've noticed that Aaliyah's development has got a little bit less. Now I'm starting to question, does she have something from me or Naomi or her grandparents?
All the family's genetics have been tested over the past few months. In the next couple of hours, they'll find out whether Aaliyah has dwarfism or not.
Kieran Mills. Hello again, Kieran.
All right, John.
Kieran's at the hospital for a checkup. He has to have his legs x-rayed before seeing his consultant.
Now, Mr. Gaffey on here has asked us to do your right tibia and your left femur.
Yeah.
And he's also, I think he's asked for AP and lateral hips, knees, ankles. So they're standing ones.
When I'm in frames, my mum helps me with everything. She's practically like my leg. She helps me get around. She helps me. She washes me. She basically does everything.
Mr. Gaffey has performed all of Kieran's leg lengthening procedures. He's due to operate for the final time in a few weeks to remove Kieran's frames.
You comfortable there?
Yeah. It feels quite amazing to be at the end of the limb lengthening, possibly not to have another one for my entire life. And it's just the state, and it's over 8 years, and it's just come to an end. It's really amazing.
This is something that's just going to allow me to take these rods off, and then you'll be able to bend your knee quite nicely.
But although Kieran's leg lengthening is finally coming to an end, his mum Beth is already considering his future surgical options.
You've been thinking about
They're moving on to the next surgery things as well. And humerus lengthening, he'd like to know more about that.
Well, I'd just like to go to Ormond Street and find out if there's anybody doing it. It's a rare indication to do it because most people are happy with their arms. There's a downside for having it done, but I'll be happy to ask the question and I'll see
just want to know, like, everybody's reasons for having it done, for not having it done. Good experiences, bad experience, so he can make his own mind up, and then it's his choice.
Arm lengthening is a much less common procedure for people with dwarfism.
And the problem for most people is the arm being a bit short, such a big problem. It's worth it. Even the surgery itself, just the physical surgery without any complication, is enough to put a lot of people off. And obviously the added extra problem of having a complication that might affect you for the rest of your life is enough to put off the more determined. So we'll see you in 4 weeks. Okay.
Thanks a lot.
See you then.
See you.
Bye.
Okay.
Despite Mr. Gaffey's reservations, Beth still wants to explore the option.
So what do you think about the possibility of arm lengthening?
I'm not really bothered about it.
When you've got a child and there are surgeries associated with their condition, it's your job as a parent to know all about these things.
Arm lengthening will mean Kieran's arms will be disabled for approximately a year.
Have it done? I would have done. And I think you've done so much having your legs done. To not have your arms done, you feel like you're half finished. But there again, I haven't got to go through it, have I?
I'm sure there are people who think that I have helped make the decision for him, which is quite unfounded to anyone that actually really does know Kieran and know how strong-willed he is.
I will think about my arms after I've had my foot done.
Okay.
That's my decision.
That's fine. I ain't going to have an argument over it.
On some days, I do want my arms lengthened, and some I'm not too keen. I just can't make my mind up at the moment.
Back in Holland, the results are in, but they are not what the family wanted.
So now we've had a talk with the doctor. Unfortunately, we still need to carry on with more research. The thing is with Tinnica's dwarfism, it's still got no name. They've tested 300 different forms of dwarfism, and not one of them connects to Tinnica.
This is a new one.
I knew it, she's not normal. I knew it. She's not come from the human beings.
And from Venus.
It's a frustrating time for the family, but they know answers are vital.
It is important to let it research because for our children,
They have to know.
we have to know what's going on.
In Dorset, it's the weekend, and like most teenagers, 14-year-old Jess is out with her best friend.
Thank you.
We enjoy going on the bus to Bournemouth, shopping, going to the beach in summer. We also like to just wander around places, just laugh and have fun.
So you've got legs to stop you from like falling, right? Just hovering. Would you ever get mad?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, would you ever get married?
Probably. Depends.
I have had a boyfriend and it lasted 3 months. My type of boy is tall and just dark hair.
You have a good day.
Thank
Lucky
you.
to see you.
And you.
Anyway.
I don't think in my lifetime I'm ever going to date someone with restricted growth. I don't really find them attractive, and I think that they can't help you as much.
Whew. It's really nice out here.
Yeah.
Very.
I think it is harder to be in a relationship when someone's got restricted growth because they don't want their friends to take the mickey out of them because they're going out with someone small.
Where should we sit?
This will be the last day out that the girls can have for a while, as Jess needs surgery on her ankle.
When's your operation?
It's in a few weeks.
What are they going to do?
They're going to cut open one of my bones, put a plate in it, cut the other one, and like realign my ankle and everything.
Scary.
Yeah, I know. Pretty big.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm just hoping that it will like make me walk a little bit further without any pain in my ankle.
That would be nice, like.
Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah, because whenever I walk with my ankle at the moment, I'm in pain.
Yeah.
I have to have a week off school.
Lucky.
Yeah. You're gonna miss me.
Definitely. Yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do without you.
I've got sand all over my bum.
So we've got to find the pseudo words and the sound buttons.
5-year-old Nevaeh is at home in Macclesfield with her mum, Fran.
If you have two and you take one away.
Why?
Okay, well done. So put one there.
She's been diagnosed with a form of anxiety called selective mutism.
I was a bit like, oh, we've got a double whammy here. We've got selective mutism one side, dwarfism the other side, and that's not a good combination. We're half the size of everyone, so if we can't be the same size, we need a big voice to be heard.
Nevaeh's head teacher has arranged a meeting at the school with a primary mental health worker.
One of the things that we could think about is perhaps having a bit of time with a key worker and then taking a little bit of time out of the classroom setting, and perhaps setting up, an activity that's kind of, no eye contact, quite a relaxed setting. Is that something that might be possible?
Yeah, I think that's definitely feasible and hopefully will help Nevaeh build up that relationship.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely.
With the support that I've been given for Nevaeh with the selective mutism, I'm hoping in time that it will get her confidence and this child will just break free and just have a big voice and be confident.
Kieran's still unsure about having his arms lengthened. He's been doing some research.
On some days I do want my arms lengthened and some I'm not too keen. I just can't make my mind up at the moment.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. And you?
Nice to finally meet you after all this time.
Yeah. I'm excited to meet Rachel. I'm hoping to get her views on arm lengthening to make my decision in the future.
42-year-old Rachel had her legs lengthened over 25 years ago, but decided against having her arms done.
How do you feel in terms of coming to the end of your lengthening
Happy.
again? Happy, yeah.
We've got the next steps now of like doing my foot or doing my arms.
What are the reasons that you've thought about having your arms lengthened?
Like personal stuff, like my clothes, like getting clothes, and driving.
Okay, driving's
Yeah.
great. I can drive without having my arms lengthened. I have been driving since I was 17. I can reach the foot brake and the accelerator, and that's all you need.
Have you ever regretted not having your arms done?
I didn't want to go through with my femoral lengthening because I'd had enough, but that feeling of, particularly when it's been a hard slog and if you've had lots of complications, and which I know you have had, and the pain as well, you do get to the point where it's like, how much more of this can I take, and do I just want this to stop?
I thought it was quite interesting of what Rachel had to say, but I was surprised when she had her legs done, she didn't finish her jobs with her arms, but that's because she wanted to enjoy her everyday life and go back to school.
Jess has travelled to Sheffield Children's Hospital to have surgery on her ankle.
The thought of another operation, it kind of makes me worried because I wonder how many I'm going to have in my life. But I've had so many that I know what's going to happen.
All right. Are you all right while I go and check you in?
Yeah. Yeah? You happy? Yeah? I'll see you in a minute. As with all operations, there are risks. The risks of infection and the risks of the operation not working. And Jessica knows these risks, but I feel she's made the right decisions. So it's a risk worth taking.
There's a lot riding on this operation for Jess. Success could mean more independence, less time using a wheelchair, and no more pain.
I'm literally really nervous.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm feeling nervous for you.
At Sheffield Children's Hospital, it's the day of Jess's operation.
All right, just follow me.
She's having corrective surgery on her right ankle to straighten it.
I'm hoping that when I have this operation done, I can walk a bit further, stand for a longer time, and just be in a bit of less pain.
All right, Jessica. OK, we're just in here.
She had a similar procedure on her left ankle 2 years ago.
I admire Jess so much. She is so brave. I wish I could take the pain away, obviously. I'd put the pain on myself if I could. Any parent would. I mean, what mother would want to see their child in pain?
Let's see if I can keep an image. We've made the cut in the bone, we've corrected it, and we're now trying to hold that correction by fixing a plate across it.
If I could change the way I am, I'm not too sure if I would, because being tall, it would be a lot easier. Like there's so much stuff you can do if you're tall. But I kind of like being small because I'm like unique.
Ready to go upstairs? Yeah, come on then.
Kieran has been in leg frames for 6 months. His broken bones are fusing and is becoming more mobile around the house.
You gonna be okay?
Yeah.
All right, take it easy.
I've spent most of my life in a wheelchair.
That's it.
It can be frustrating because I can see other people doing stuff that I want to do, but I realise that when all this is over, I'll be able to do that stuff. And I'm hoping in a few months' time I'll be able to walk.
But he's still not made the big decision as to whether or not to have his arms lengthened.
Do you want me to help you? How do you want to do this?
If Kieran wanted his arms lengthened, I think it's absolutely fantastic. And I will support him in that. I think if you're going to get one thing done, you might as well sort everything out at the same time.
You're doing so much better.
Thank you.
So much better you are.
Thank you.
Be proud of yourself.
Thanks, Al.
So we're going to have a look at this story. So what's happened in this picture? What do you think's happened to the little girl? She fell over, so she fell over.
Since last month's meeting at the school, Nevaeh has been having regular one-on-one sessions with her teacher to encourage her to speak up in class.
Or do you think she's trying to help her?
Help her.
Which characters did we say we had?
And in the classroom, there has been a marked improvement.
Nevaeh, who did we say we could have? We can see there.
The big bad wolf.
The big bad wolf. And what's he doing? He's blowing down which house? The straw house.
She's getting on really well, especially in the classroom now. When asked questions in the class, she's the first one to put her hand up, and she does answer in front of her friends, even though it may be in a little voice. That's a massive step to what she would have done in last year.
In Holland, it's been months since Aaliyah's hospital visit, and the family are still waiting for the genetic results to find out if she has dwarfism.
9 months down the line and still no answer, so yeah, just gotta be more patient. And but it just a long journey. I just wanted to get over and done with now. Well, we've noticed with Aliyah that she's getting bowed legs, and that is very common with people with dwarfism.
Aliyah was fitted with braces last week to help straighten her legs.
I think in the mind deeply we still hope that she's average height, because we're both small, so you should know that it's a bigger chance that she stays small than tall, because it happens, but it don't happen a lot.
Whatever the results of Aliyah's genetic tests, the whole family is looking forward to a bright future.
Well, we have to wait on the results, but I think she's going to be like me. As long as she's healthy, I'm not worried with it.
Yeah, me too. I think this year is going to be a very big year for us, because either we get the results from the hospital or we get the results from Aliyah's development, because she's going to be, in the next year, she's going to be 2 years old. Maybe she'll keep up with the growth line as an average child or not. So either Aliyah's body will tell us, or the DNA results will tell us what she has.
In Dorset, Jess is recuperating at home.
It's been 6 weeks now since my operation, and I can already see the improvement. I'm just hoping I'll be in less pain.
Okay, put yourselves down there. Show me that beautiful sitting that we've been practicing.
And it's class assembly at Nevaeh's school in Macclesfield.
Okay, everybody. So we are here today to talk about what a brilliant term we have had.
Year 1 teacher Miss Osborne has recognised the difference in Nevaeh over the past few weeks.
So the award for the person who is now using a big voice in class is Nevaeh. Girl, well done. Are you going lovely? Brilliant.
For the future for Nevaeh, what I really want is just her to come out of her shell, talk in big voice, and just enjoy life and live every day enjoying it.
And in Birmingham, although he still has to get approval from his medical team, Kieran has finally reached a decision.
So yesterday I made a big decision that I wanted to have my arms lengthened. I want to have them done so I can be proportionate. I'll reach things and to be like everyone else.
You've got dwarf, shorty.
I've been called banana legs,
Oompa Loompa,
Littlin, nipper,
pipsqueak.
There are 66 million people living in the UK, and just 7,000 of us have the rare genetic condition of dwarfism.
The one that's universally hated is the M word.
Midget.
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 Midget. I think it's quite unanimous that everybody hates that word.
In this new series, we follow the ordinary lives of extraordinary people.
Thank you very much for the support and coming out.
What can I say? I'm a charmer.
Whose short stature gives them a unique perspective on life in Britain.
People have always shied away from me due to my condition.
You do get people take photos of you.
This young girl said, "Mummy, it even wears high heels."
This time, the little Britons defying expectations to make their mark in the world of work.
Yes, Junior, sexy! Woo!
And what some little people are being asked to do for money.
Yeah, this is me in Malta with this baby mask. This baby mask is terrifying. What a normal stag do would be without a little guy handcuffed to the stag.
We meet the comedian who uses her short stature to get big laughs.
Put your phones away, I'm not a Pokemon.
And the man who proved his doubters wrong by becoming the world's shortest bus driver.
For a lot of people, they would think, this little man, how could he drive this monster?
We also find out how the bodybuilder with dwarfism fares against competitors twice his size.
If I can't
get any taller, I'll just get massive.
Tune Tan is 24 years old and lives in London.
My best is 120 kilograms, which is three times my body weight.
He was born with a rare genetic condition occurring mostly in men, which affects his bones.
The condition I have is called, it's really long-winded, it's called X-linked spondylopiphyseal dysplasia tarda, which is basically like dwarfism of the spine.
Despite his spinal condition, Tune has powered his way to become the shortest competitive bodybuilder in Britain.
What?
But Tune's height meant he developed a problem with the sport as a teenager.
When I was younger, I thought my condition was my weakness. My bodybuilding and fitness journey was like me overcompensating for my height. So I was like, oh yeah, if I can't get any taller, I'll just get massive. And I remember I got like really massive within like 1 year of training. I actually went through a pretty unhealthy stage. I did get like a bit of an addiction. I got body dysmorphia. So at one point, which I felt like I need to be bigger and bigger, and you know, I wasn't good enough.
That's it. 3. Right, 10.
It was like this sort of like perfectionism in my head. It was a way to like develop my confidence. I got to a point though where I felt I had to sort of change my mindset and just be happy with where I'm at.
Tune has overcome his addiction to exercise.
Mate, the last ones are always a killer.
Yeah. I didn't realise you're doing that wide.
And he's now taking on another huge challenge, competing against men twice his size in a national tournament.
At the moment, I'm training for a bodybuilding competition. I'm actually feeling a bit nervous for this one. It's going to be pretty big. There's going to be a lot of people there.
There's a 1 in 25,000 chance of being born with dwarfism. And when you're shorter than everyone else, being in a relationship can have its challenges.
You know, remember when we used to bring Junior over here and he used to go in the river?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
27-year-old Darius Ashard is 4 foot 6 inches tall. His girlfriend Ellie Groves is 25 and at 3 foot 4 is the height of an average 4-year-old.
I nearly fell in.
She has.
Yeah, no, that's not nice.
They live in Chelmsford and have been together for the past 5 years.
I never pictured myself to be with a tall or a small person. I never knew who I was going to end up with. But at the minute, or...
At the minute?
Sorry.
I think I should take off, to be honest.
Sorry.
There are just 7,000 people in the UK with dwarfism. Some meet their partners at little people conventions, but Ellie met Darius online.
A lot of people think that we're sweet and cute, you know, because he's small man, small woman walking down the road and that.
This is Ellie's first serious relationship, and while Darius has dated average height women before, this is the first time he's been out with someone with dwarfism.
I was pretty lucky in the chances that I had, I would say. Like, some would be like a bucket list thing, you know, and stuff, and like, I'd just be out and they would literally come up to you and tell you straight away, I would love to sleep with you or something, you know, or, oh my gosh, like, I've never slept with a little person before and stuff like that. And obviously being a young man with less experience, obviously you'd stand there, you know, and like lap it all up, really.
Those days are long gone. Darius now wants to settle down with Ellie, and they have big plans for their future.
Do you want to get the griddle pan?
I think our ideal scenario, I think everyone has a dream, is to have a home, happy life, and have a happy family.
You don't want this horse? We don't want nothing different. We just want you know, the normal modern fairy tale, I'd say. You know, nice place, children, one day, you know, grandkids and so forth. You know, that's about it.
But when you have dwarfism, having a fairy tale future is easier said than done. Norwich in Norfolk.
Hello, it's Tanya Lee. Are you close?
Tanya Lee Davis is 48 years old and originally from Canada. She has a rare form of dwarfism called diastrophic dysplasia. It affects just 1 in 100,000 people and means she's 3'6" tall.
There's definitely a hierarchy within the little people community. Diastrophics, I don't think we see ourselves as top dog by any means. What I have noticed, all diastrophic dwarves that I've met are very bossy. Look at how pretty it looks!
Tanya Lee's condition means she relies upon a mobility scooter to get around.
That's gonna be nice and hot on my booty. We all have long body trunks and very short legs and short arms. This is very diastrophic right here. This is called a starfish hand with a hitchhiker's thumb. I'm not gonna be flagging down a lot of lorries with this baby. Whee!
She's also a successful stand-up comedian and is one of only a few who have dwarfism.
I kind of try to be oblivious on people's reactions. Yes, I'm a ginger dwarf on a mobility scooter. Another one. We're a dime a dozen.
Tanya Lee has been performing in the UK for the past 15 years.
5 minutes to go. 5 minutes.
And when it comes to comedy, she has no problem using her condition as part of her act.
Anybody that says don't talk about your height, I go, no, forget it. This is a gold mine.
Gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Miss Tanya Lee Davis.
The feedback I get, you know, has been amazing from people from like, oh, we learned a lot. These are funny situations, and why not laugh at them? The doctor that delivered me freaked out. He's like, oh my God, he told my parents, I don't know what's wrong, but she's not gonna make it through the night. I did. I think the best part about being a dwarf is just, you know, being unique, being different, and, you know, being able to express to people that it's okay and to share my differences and try to dispel the myth that our lives are tragic.
Tanya Lee's condition means that sometimes she struggles to get on the stage.
I've lost Chris. Cream out right. It's all right, no, I've lost my people. There we go. Push Tony, yeah. Woohoo! Thank you. All right, we're back. I've just had to adapt. That's what we do to survive. And, you know, just get on with things. I've got stuff to do, and I'm gonna do it.
She performs nearly 200 comedy gigs a year, but the best is yet to come, because she's been invited to support Jason Manford on his nationwide tour. It'll be her most important gig of the year, giving a big boost to her career.
I'm just checking my wipers are properly done and the lights are on.
56-year-old Frank Hatcham is 4'6" tall and is originally from Iraq, but he has been a British national for the past 20 years.
I adopted Frank because a lot of my friends, they couldn't pronounce my first name, which is Faik. And I'm happy with this. Frank, I am Frank. That's what I like about Frank, because I am Frank as well.
He works in Chichester, West Sussex, for the bus company Stagecoach.
I'm using this stick because I can't reach these ones, the destination board, so I use the stick. Some of them are really, high. Even other drivers, they suffer with that.
According to the Guinness Book of Records, Frank is the shortest bus driver in the world.
I am very proud of that, to be honest, and my family is proud of me as well. For a lot of people, they would think, this little man, how could he drive this monster, you know what I mean?
And although Frank has passed all his bus driving exams, in the beginning, some of his passengers also struggled to believe he had the ability to drive a double-decker bus.
When I started driving buses, you know, I was thinking some people will not even bother to get on my bus, and it did happen a few times. Some passengers, they come in, you know, they just want to pay their money, and they decide, oh, sorry, well, I'll go to a different one.
But Frank has turned around the public's perception.
Passengers, they like to see someone who's working hard. I am a hard-working person, and most of the passengers, they don't care as long as you do your job properly.
Frank's colleagues similarly took some winning over.
Because of his size, there was a few people saying, how's he going to cope? At the end of his training, his route learning and everything else, we all became, or learned, to respect the guy. Yeah. Because of his height and his achievements and what he's achieved out on the road as a bus driver.
My colleagues are my friends, to be honest, and I am so, you know, so honored to be with them.
But after 2 years in Chichester, Frank is starting over, moving to a new depot in Portsmouth to be closer to home.
This is a different area, different passengers, different colleagues, and a different chapter in my life as well.
Will he be able to convince the people of Portsmouth that he's up to the job? Central London, and unlike Frank, bodybuilder Chun Tan pays his bills by working in the entertainment industry.
I think with people using restricted growth as a means of finding work, I personally think it's absolutely fine as long as it's ethical. I'm a male performer. We always try and make it fun and have like a bit of like meaning behind it, and we're always trying to like surprise the crowd.
Tonight, Chun is using his impressive physique to take part in a cabaret show as a stripping Oompa Loompa.
So some people have said to me, oh, like, you can't dress up like that because sometimes we get called like an Oompa Loompa or whatever. So they think, yeah, I shouldn't dress up like this.
And please welcome to the stage, the legend, Chun Tan!
I don't particularly feel much pressure from the restricted growth community. If I felt exploited or whatever, then I wouldn't do it.
This was an old one. This was an old one with me and when I was doing events.
Darius also uses his height to make a living.
That was like a shipwreck theme.
In the past, he's been paid to be handcuffed to grooms at stag parties, but he currently works as a host for a high-end bar in central London.
I would like to sit there and say there is more about me to my job, but there isn't. Yeah, this is me in Malta with this baby mask. This baby mask is terrifying. You literally just go for a meal, you go from pub to pub, do pub crawls, bar crawls, and what a normal stag do would be without a little guy handcuffed to the stag. Little people for years and years, for all throughout history, have been used as comical gimmicks. Even in movies and TV today, they're still getting used as that. And I don't see that as a problem as long as it's done in a tasteful sense.
There's an industry for little people being hired for stag and hen do's, but bus driver Frank questions whether it's ever right to use your height for work.
I'm not that person who believes in making money or getting a job for other people to laugh at you. because you are disabled. I think this is absolutely wrong. When you are small and they call you a freak and people laughing because what you're doing, I don't believe in it. You could do what you want in your life, but this is their choices. But for me, I don't believe in it.
Despite enjoying working in the entertainment industry, Darius is now looking to switch career.
One day, obviously, I'd like to get out of nightclubs. I don't want to be a dad and stuff and going out late hours of the night.
Ellie's brother Bobby could hold the key to his dreams of moving on. He runs his own oyster company, and he's now hoping to bring Darius into the business.
I'm looking forward to, obviously, to what is the next step and to what is the future.
That's where the oyster beds are. So they run all the way up there, all the way up there, and we've got about 14 acres.
I don't think having restricted growth or being shorter than other people has anything to do with whether it's going to affect his, it's not going to hinder him at all. It's about his hands, it's about his personality and his knife work.
Makes it seem a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah, well, considering we go through so many.
I think that this is a very great industry to be in. Everyone is so nice and humble and everything, and no, I don't see it as anything other than a positive for me being small going into this industry.
So you all know I'm a little person, but people think that maybe because I was a little person that I was a little baby. But I wasn't a little baby, was I? No, I was a big baby with a big gigantic head.
Norwich. And before performing at her biggest gig of the year supporting Jason Manford, Tanya Lee Davis is playing to what could be her toughest audience yet.
I look like Humpty Dumpty.
Her presentation to children on how to deal with bullies is a stark reminder of when she was in school.
It wasn't until I started kindergarten that I heard the word midget. And it was like, midget, 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 you're the midget, oh my God. And I came home crying because I thought the kids were swearing at me. And I didn't understand what this midget thing was. So my parents just had to be like, well, that's not a good word, but don't worry, you're fine. But that's when, it was pointed out to me that I was different.
Such experiences for people with dwarfism are not unusual, particularly when you're young. Frank Hatcham lives in Havant near Portsmouth, but he was born in the war-torn city of Basra in Iraq. It proved a tough place to grow up, especially as a little person.
The first day out of school was like a nightmare for me. So many kids, they were, trying to take the mick out of me. They tried to bully me. And not just Iraq, but Middle East, disabled people are not accepted. Some of them, they even, think these people shouldn't be live, they should be eliminated.
Frank came to the UK 20 years ago, becoming a British national in 1996. He's since started a family of his own and has two daughters, Talia, who's 11, and 6-year-old Mariam.
Talia, this is yours. What do you want to drink?
When you have dwarfism, there's a 50-50 chance your children will inherit your genes.
Once, when I was riding my bike to school, I saw you in the bus.
Oh yes, that's right. Give me 5. Give me 5.
In Frank's case, his eldest daughter is average height, while his youngest shares his condition.
Good girl. It does make you feel guilty, for my side, because, she took my genes. As a parent, emotionally, you get upset. And I didn't want to have a child to suffer the same way I suffered. We always look on the bright sides of life, as we say, We just keep going. And I'm so happy because I've got the most beautiful girls in my life. The most beautiful girls.
Darius and Ellie also dream of one day having kids of their own.
Huh? Yeah.
Right.
But they recognise their dwarfism is a serious consideration. Ellie has corneased dysplasia, a rare form of dwarfism which can cause serious complications during pregnancy, and it's a condition which can be passed on to your children.
I don't personally know a lot about it because I've never met a lady with corneas who have had children.
So Ellie and Darius are visiting Kelly in Grantham, Lincolnshire.
Hi, you alright? Are you Kelly?
Ellie.
You alright? Oh, you alright? Come in.
At 4'10", Kelly also has corneased.
What breed is she?
She is a Chalky Cross Maltese.
She's mum to Elise, aged 11, and 14-year-old Amber Lee. They both have inherited the condition, so Kelly's fully aware of what could lie in store for Ellie.
I don't think many people expected me ever to have children, you know. And I did have some nasty comments when I was pregnant, especially with Amber Lee. You know, I have had people say that I shouldn't have been allowed to have children. Amber Lee was £4.1.
Wow.
And Elise was £3.15.
Cool.
So
Yeah,
they were,
that's really
but obviously they were both premature. Are you concerned about how you'll manage the baby?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Because I'm worried that my back's going to give way a lot.
Yeah.
Not that it does, generally.
Yeah.
But I reckon it might take its toll.
Yeah.
But,
I would say the pregnancy probably will, on your spine. When I had Amber Lee, I couldn't walk without crutches. And everybody was like, how is she going to manage? You just do. Like you said, you adapt. You find your own way of doing things. All the stuff I've been through, and I've still managed to bring my kids up, you know. Yeah, has it changed your mind, or?
Not at all.
No.
No.
Did it make you feel better about it?
Yeah.
It is a difficult decision to make, obviously.
Yeah.
But, you know, if that's what you want to do, then do it. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't.
London, and Tune's bodybuilding competition is fast approaching.
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling lean, and with a bit more cardio, I think the water weight's just going to come off. And yeah, looking forward to showing it off on Sunday.
But before the tournament begins, Tune wants to overcome another big challenge in his life. Unlike Ellie and Darius, he's currently single and feels his dwarfism is the main barrier to him being in a steady relationship.
How much are the mangoes? Yeah, could I have one? When I went to secondary school, that I was crying myself to sleep every night. I didn't know like what I was going to do with my life, and I didn't know how I was going to get a girlfriend and start a family, and I just felt completely lost. And yeah, I didn't feel like I wanted to live.
But tonight, he's hoping to change his fortunes.
Just trying on a few different outfits, and to see if I can impress the ladies. I'm trying to get something that, you know, makes me stand out even more. I like this top, but the pink might give off like a bit of a wrong impression. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for this one. This is my favourite top though. So I've only dated one girl with restricted growth in the past. I think for little people, we don't like think about how short we are, and then when you're like with someone the same height, you're like, oh, I'm that short. Like it's like a reminder.
Tune's attending a Date in a Dash event in the heart of Soho, where guests have speed dates with other singletons.
Yeah, it feels pretty low to the ground, the seat, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna try and sit on one of these seats. It looks like a bit higher.
Each person is given a scorecard, allowing them to feed back their date rating in secret.
I will collect this at the end of the night.
Okay, and then what, you read them out? Or?
No, I don't read them out. No, this is clandestine.
Oh, okay. So what? So you collect it, and then what happens?
And then I do the admin tomorrow.
I was just writing down a few questions that I brainstormed on the way here. It's like, what's your biggest fear? What's your biggest passion in life? And what is your greatest life achievement? I don't feel 100% confident that I will find the woman of my dreams. And I tried to put my height and everything else to one side and just like express from inside like who I am. Really hoping it does happen.
You gotta be like pretty, like kind of confident to speed dating, I think.
You do, yeah. Like I guess I'm an actor anyway.
Oh really?
But at the moment I'm just working in Friday nights at Port Park.
Oh okay, yeah.
Which is cool. So I'm in.
What do you have to do there?
Huh?
What do you have to do there?
So scare the living daylights out of people.
Yeah. With dating apps, I find it's not really like conducive of like expressing my personality, and I think they can see like I'm short on there anyway. So I think girls have like that preconception.
You have to like swing, and you have to grab onto this net, and I missed it by like an inch, and I just went straight into the wall.
Meeting people in person, that's where they really get to see who I am, and if we like click together.
After 4 minutes, each person needs to secretly rate their date. Both speed daters tick yes, then it's a match.
It was when like the parachute went up and I was like, oh, okay, everything's all right.
I think I made a pretty good impression. I tried to express my personality and ask some different questions. And yeah, I hope they'll tick yes as well.
Tanya Lee has found her match in partner Kevin. He's originally from the United States and they've been engaged for the past 4 years.
Well, I think a lot of people assume that I'm going to be with a little person when they find out that my ex-husband was 6 feet tall and my current one's 5'8". You know, they kind of get a bit shocked, but to us it's normal. You can't, you know, when you fall in love with somebody, it shouldn't matter what shape, color, size they are, you know, and Kevin's one of the most loyal, loving men I've ever met.
But last year, Tanya Lee and Kevin hit the headlines when on the way to a gig, they had a travel nightmare using Great Western Rail.
I was on a train from Plymouth to London, and all of a sudden there was all this commotion, and this woman basically insisted that she needed to have her baby pram in the disabled spot. She was forced to move out of my wheelchair space because of the baby. The train guard sided with her and told me I needed to move my scooter, which is completely illegal, but for some reason he really stood his ground. So I had to sit in the vestibule when the wheelchair space was not reserved.
Yeah, I understand that.
No, she has to do it all the time.
We are now getting kicked off the train because I refuse to move for a baby pram. The train stopped, he threatened to call the police on us, and basically it was humiliating. I cried for most of the journey home, which was really embarrassing. And I'm sick of this, having to deal with this all the time.
The footage went viral, leading Great Western Rail to admit they had got it wrong and Tanya Lee should not have been asked to move. The case led Tanya Lee to set up the Scooter Girl campaign, aimed at highlighting disability rights, and she's working with the rail network on improvements.
It's something I feel passionate about, and I'm just going to keep making noise until they listen.
Portsmouth, and it's an early start for Frank Hatcham as he begins a new chapter in his life as a bus driver.
Good morning.
Oh, morning, you must be Frank.
Yes, it's Frank.
Right.
How are you?
How are you, mate?
Nice meeting you, mate.
If I can introduce you to Kay, I'll show you around the depot.
Morning, Frank.
Good morning, Kay. Nice to see you.
You're with me now for the week?
Yeah, certainly. No problem at all. Today is the first day in Portsmouth. It's my induction day, which is they're going to show me the new depot, which is I don't know that much about.
Being new to the depot, Frank will have to undergo further driver training under the supervision of his mentor, Kay.
So it's down as far as it will go?
It's not on. Is it the... yeah, that one. Yeah. Buses are like horses. You know, you ride a horse sometimes, and a horse, you know, fine with you, and some horses are wild.
If the bus is off, you can press the check button and it does it all for you.
Oh, that's good. So you have to train them to accept you.
That's fine, yeah.
Frank shares each bus with average height drivers, so there are no special adaptations, but he does alter the seat to make this huge vehicle easier to drive. His mentor, Kay, won't let him go on the road unsupervised until she feels it's safe to do so.
Frank obviously has got some experience of the area, but again, it's down to me to be his brain, his eyes, his ears. Basically be him. I'm going to be everything about him except what he's actually doing for himself.
Apart from having to learn a complex new bus route, Frank also has to overcome his own physical issues.
Driving a bus, it is, painful sometimes.
Yeah, of course.
Especially with my hands, my fingers are really, sore. Even though, all this pain, I still have to smile because people are paying for their, being traveling. So why should I be miserable?
Driving, he's not going to have any problem whatsoever. He's on his own, I'd say within 2 weeks. In terms of socially, can I turn my head just slightly? We've actually lost Frank. He's over amongst the group of drivers over there. We're not wanted anymore. I think I might just go home. We're surplus to requirements.
Frank already yellow,
Well, days gone really well, I found the people are very nice, very friendly. So I'm sure I'm going to do very well. And I think the future looks really bright.
Comedian Tanya Lee Davis's form of dwarfism means she has to take a cocktail of pills every day to manage her pain.
I just started this one. It's like zinc or some other thing that's supposed to be good for arthritis. Doesn't seem to be helping much.
But recently, her health problems have come to a head.
In 2008, I had spinal surgery. Since then, I have accumulated scar tissue on my spine, and in the middle of my back, the scar tissue is now overgrown so much that it is now causing compression. We went to the A&E. Their solution is just live on pain medication, which I'm not happy with because I'm not a good druggie. I've had a couple of low moments the last couple of days because it's like, I'm unstoppable. I'm Tanya Lee, unstoppable me, and it's just, I deal with so much stuff anyway. I'm like, what the hell? Why now another thing? Like, come on. I'm coping as best I can, and then now, yeah. It's a struggle. I'll get through. I do.
Despite the pain, Tanya Lee is determined to keep working. Her next gig is at Leicester's de Montfort Hall. It'll be one of her biggest shows of the year, an opportunity too good to miss.
I am doing tour support for the fabulous Jason Manford on his Muddle Class tour. It's very exciting.
But as with any new venue, Tanya Lee's dwarfism throws up hurdles few other comedians have to face.
They put monitors on the stage, which are lovely because as an act you can hear yourself so you don't end up blowing out your voice. However, the monitors are quite high and I'm sit on the stage. The monitor actually cuts off my body so the people see me.
Can we unplug the monitors?
Yeah.
And then just take them off and then we'll set them in the interval?
Yeah.
Oh.
Should we do that?
Yeah,
Okay, I don't want to be sad. I don't want to be a pain, Dave.
Look, let's make it work for you.
Okay. Well, that would be great. And just because I'm small and I sit down, that the monitors are literally going to cut me in half.
Ladies and gentlemen of Leicester! Welcome to the show. Please put your hands together for my sport tonight, Tanya Lee Davis!
Hey! Oh, you weren't expecting this, were you? I heard people gasping. Oh, put your phones away. I'm not a Pokemon. So we're like, hold on, look at her. It must be so difficult. Look at her. Oh, it's such a rough, Oh, look at her. It's very difficult, being ginger. Getting older does not help when you're constantly on the move. I mean, I was just gone for 10 days and I was performing in a different city every single day. Oh yeah, I know some of you are not sure if you should laugh. You're like, oh God, we might go to hell. Oh, you will. Then I try to move to try to loosen up, and I'm on stage sitting there doing my act going, oh gosh. I'm telling you, this bra works too, because this tattoo used to be on my shoulder. Thanks a lot, Lester. Enjoy Jason. I appreciate you coming out. Thank you. Ooh, princess.
That was great.
Yeah, it was fun, actually.
Really great. Enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
really
were
nice.
fantastic. They really loved it.
Yeah, good. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm gonna be here as long as they'll let me be here, basically. I mean, I'm just gonna keep doing what I do. Penis. And, you know, make a difference, hopefully, be positive, and, you know, make some changes. I broke out of the hospital just to be here. I wasn't gonna miss this, dude. To make people laugh. I mean, at the end of the day, that's my job, that's what I do.
Back in London, Chun Tan is hoping to receive good news in his search for love.
So the speed dating email will tell me what matches I've got and if I've got a second date or not. So I haven't got any future dates, unfortunately, from that event. Yeah, I've got a few friend zones, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll have to try again, won't I?
But Chun's hoping he'll have better luck at an altogether different event. PCA Muscleworks Classic regularly hold bodybuilding tournaments across the country.
Today I'm here for the bodybuilding competition. I'm feeling pretty shattered today, but yeah, I'm excited to get on stage and, you know, give it my best performance. Hi, registering for novice Chun Tan.
If he does well enough at one of the regional championships, Chun will win a place at the national finals.
At the moment, my ambition is just to give it my best performance so that I'm happy inside with what I've brought to stage.
But before Chun gets the chance to perform, he'll have to undergo the bodybuilding ritual of getting a spray tan.
Right, I'm going to put a top coat on you.
Yeah.
I'll have to get you in next because you're novice, aren't you?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we need to get you in. Sorry, girls, we've got to get him in. Yeah. Your tan appointment was at 8:15 this morning.
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
And these poor girls, look, you're lucky they don't beat you up.
Right now we're getting the tan done. It's really important because it shows off the definition of my physique. You know, you need that like golden glow.
Chun's a novice, a category for competitors who have never been placed in the top 3 at a Federation national final.
So in scoring, they look for obviously the proportions of your muscle, but also stage presence as well. I'm going to try and make it sort of like fun and engaging for the crowd. So I'm going to come in, it's like the Greatest Showman, so it's like, ladies and gents, this is the moment you're waiting for.
But the sheer physical advantage of Chun's competitors makes performing a daunting challenge.
I think I'm the only restricted growth person here competing today. My stature or height impacts how I'm judged because I can't put on as much muscle mass. But at the end of the day, it's all on your performance and the package you bring to the table. So we'll see how it goes today. I felt really accepted into the bodybuilding communities. People haven't like made an issue of my height, and people have actually really wanted me to be there because of my height and because of my personality.
Bodybuilding is a diverse sport, man. Like, no restrictions. You get me? Like, it just shows that there is no limit to what you can do. So it's good. It's good that he can actually come in and feel like he can do something as well without no limits. So it's good.
Huge big round of applause as we welcome on stage Stuart, Amar, Danny, Sean, Chun, Zico, Nathaniel, Robert, Alec and Dominic.
When I'm on stage, I'm focusing on keeping every muscle really tight, focusing on breathing as well. I'm like looking at the judges, looking at the crowd and looking happy to be on stage, which I am.
Our next athlete at 24 years old from the gym group in Wood Green, athlete number 17, Chun Tan.
My dad was like really loud. I couldn't really hear my mum. I could see them in the crowd. And my dad was like, yeah, go on, Chun. I had a really good engagement from the crowd, and I thought it went really well.
Unfortunately, there's no place for Chun in the national finals this time, but just competing against men this size is achievement enough.
I was pretty happy with my performance. Like, the anxiety I had today was like nowhere near like what I used to have. You know, today is just like a big mark for me, my inner confidence. Like, I am representing the restricted growth community, but I think everyone that has a disadvantage in life, just to know that you can work with what you've got, you know, to the best of your ability. If you want to go for something and you're able to do it, then you should just, yeah, go for it.